Welcome back to NASCAR The Game Inside Line Custom Season Race 5 of 36. Today we will be at the Texas Motor Speedway for the running of the Texas 500. Last week at Phoenix, Merway Racing earned its first ever win as a team, as a driver-owner combination, pulling away on a late restart to win at Phoenix in the Subway Fresh Fit 500. Today at Texas, fastest track in the West. Let's go qualify. Opened up in 1997, Texas Motor Speedway is modeled after its sister tracks, Atlanta Motor Speedway in Georgia and Charlotte Motor Speedway in North Carolina. This 1.5-mile quad oval will provide many fans with side-by-side racing and multiple grooves in the corners, and let's not mention that these speeds will reach 204 miles an hour before going off into turn one. Coming to the green flag, you want to keep the car close to the line right here, kind of clip the first dotted line in turn one, and then let the car roll through the corners. Coming off turn two, you want to be at least 165 or above. And then you're going to roar down into turn three. You're going to be fast, almost 190. Kind of had to get out of the gas there, going into the high lane. And you're going to come off turn four and end up ninth. We'll see what this lap can bring us here. As the tires wear, you're going to start to see multiple drivers, especially in the Texas sun, start to move up the track for grip, especially in the corners. Looks like we're tracking better. And we'll qualify ninth today. Brad Keselowski will start on the pole. So let's take a look at today's starting lineup at Texas. Brad Keselowski and Greg Biffle will be on the front row. Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Casey Kane will be in row 2. Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch will be in row 3. Matt Kenseth and Jeff Gordon will be in row 4. Dylan Merway and Marcus Ambrose will be in row 5. Martin Truex and Carl Edwards will be in row 6. Ricky Stenhouse and Joey Logano will be in row 7. Tony Stewart and Kurt Busch will be in row 8. Sam Hornish and Kevin Harvick will make up row 9. Denny Hamlin and Ryan Newman will make up row 10. Row 11 finds Clint Boyer and Mark Martin. Row 12 finds Jamie McMurray and Juan Pablo Montoya. Row 13 finds Paul Menard and David Reagan. Row 14 finds Trevor Bayne and Jeff Burton. Row 15 finds David Stremme and Regan Smith. Row 16 finds Danica Patrick and Eric Almirola. Row 17 finds Austin Dillon and Scott Speed. Row 18 finds Bobby Labonte and Casey Mears. Row 19. This is row 18. Row 19 finds Landon Castle and David Gilliland. Row 20 finds Travis Kvapil and Robbie Gordon. Row 21 finds Josh Wise and Michael McDowell. And row 22 finds Joe Nemechek. Let's go racing. Pace car is off. Brad Keselowski, Greg Biffle will bring the field down. 66 laps in the Lone Star State. Let's go! Outside lane, inside lane, already starting to lose a little bit of momentum is Matt Kenseth holding up on the inside, getting a little tight with Gordon as everybody tries to file, single file, as Truex is going to follow Dylan Murray to complete lap 1. Going into the 16 of Greg Biffle for 6th. As the top 5 is already starting to pull away. As looks like we're trying to pull Truex, who started behind us in 11th. Truex on the inside for 6th. And he's going to pull away. Dylan Murray is going to have a lot of momentum here into turn 1 under the 17 of Kenseth. Running a special paint scheme this week. Going to take 4th away from him. And going to slide under Jimmy Johnson for 3rd, maybe. 3 wide coming off turn 4. Johnson backs out of it, loses a couple spots. As Brad Keselowski and Dale Earnhardt Jr. are going to lead have looked like they're going to start to pull away. But Dylan Murray is starting to charge in here and maybe set up a pass in turn 3. Dale Jr. driving a Amp Energy Chevrolet, similar to what he drove in 2010, but with speaker wavelengths on both sides of the cars. Dylan Murray going to try to take the lead from Brad Keselowski, and that's going to be a pretty hard contest here in turn 1. Keselowski in the 2, neck and neck with Dylan Murray in the 25. He's got the spot. Question is, how long will he hold it? Junior charges in for 2nd. And that right there, you already see that tires are a huge benefit at this place. You can already see the right side of the 25 is already using up his tires trying to get by guys. See Dylan trying to move up, maybe get more power, more momentum on the outside lane. Maybe charge it into 3. And that definitely didn't work, trying to use the outside lane. Going to lose a couple spots. Going to go right back in on the bottom. And he's going to pass 3 cars to take the lead. Dylan Murray and Brad Keselowski racing neck and neck for the lead early on in Texas has brought Dale Jr. right back in it. Kenseth moving up to the 2nd lane. Truex to take 3rd, almost. Dylan Murray crossing way low under Johnson and Jr. and Keselowski. Keselowski tries to come back and take the lead right back. Almost clears him. Neck and neck into 3. Three wide off of turn 4. Hopefully Johnson, almost a big moment. 3 wide on the outside, and Truex goes around on the into the grass. No caution. Stenhouse with a nice run. He's up to 4th. Johnson slides off the front bumper of Truex after Dylan gets loose in the tri-oval. We stay green. You can already see the detriment of being on the outside, trying to hope the other groove comes in. You end up losing a lot of spots. See Dylan Murray trying to charge in under Jeff Gordon. Had to get out of the gas there, run him high. And Kyle Busch comes right across the nose of the 25. He's into the wall. As Brad Keselowski is your leader. And, Ambrose is going to slide through the tri-oval. No yellow. He slides into pit road unscathed. As Dylan Murray continues to drift back. Casey Kane, he started up front. He's fallen all the way back to 20th. He's probably screaming for tires as well. We're going to have a lot of cars coming down pit road here. As green flag pit stops are underway early on in the Texas 500. Tires are gone on that car. As Dylan Murray will come into pit road now, along with Matt Kenseth. As Keselowski continues to lead, and the green flag stops, everyone else comes out. A couple other cars coming in. And the downsides there, getting loose and moving to the outside, you're going to hit the wall a lot. And back up onto the racetrack. Question is, will there be any pit issues with cars blending in into the main racing groove? Because we had an accident at Phoenix between Landon Castle and Sam Hornish, because one car was coming off pit road and they interfered with the car on the racetrack and caused a big wreck in turn 3. Other than a couple cars going for slides through the dirt and not waving a yellow, we have been clean and green so far through the first 14 laps of this race. Keselowski just came out of pit road. He is well ahead of everybody else here in this race. Well ahead of pretty much everyone else in the neighborhood. Look at that. Dylan Murray is going to send it in 3 wide. Had to get out of the gas, and otherwise he would have wrecked 3 cars in turn 1. Thought he had the hole. He thought he had a gap to fit in. Otherwise, kind of a risky move. Is already sending Greg Biffle into the middle lane. As Brad Keselowski is enjoying an 8-second lead. Inside lane. On the inside. He continues to lead. Keselowski continues to lead. We are caution-free so far at Texas. 17 laps into the books. Dylan Murray trying to force it in under Greg Biffle. Running full treat colors this weekend. Seems like a lot of people are in the paint scheme roulette in this game, running multiple different paint schemes across multiple tracks. And when they go to Martinsville on Saturday, you'll see a lot more in Martinsville. And all the short tracks, Martinsville and Bristol, are going to be our longest races because they're half miles long, and 20% of 500 is 100. So those are going to be endurance races. They're also most likely going to be crash fests. And the second longest races are going to be both the Richmond and Dover events. Brad Keselowski still continues to lead here at Texas. Currently 6 seconds ahead as we're kind of starting to close in, but we're also losing about a second a lap with these right side tires. Right now, you're probably going to start seeing some guys as the day goes on. You're going to see some guys maybe try to move up. Because as the sun beats down, it's going to allow for multiple lanes, multiple grooves to try to open up. You see Dylan Murray trying to get some power down in the upper groove. Trying to close up on the 16 of Greg Biffle. So far, caution free here at Texas. I'd also like to remind you, going back to the paint scheme thing I attempted to talk about earlier. I have picked the Daytona race, which will be probably the only time there won't be a Tuesday-Saturday schedule with these races. That race will be Monday night. Oh, oops. Whoa, sliding into pit road. Somehow that wasn't a caution. Big moment. There, sliding off of turn 4. Come in. Our tires are fucking gone. Anyways, so the Daytona race in July. So the Daytona race in this schedule won't be a July race, but we'll call it the Firecracker 400. The Daytona race will have an option for you, the fans, to create your own paint scheme for that race using whatever designs you want. You can allow get creative. If you want just designs and no sponsors, do that. If you want, just a giant MAGA themed car, we can do that. Whichever design you want, and whatever your creativity bug is going to provide. As we slid right off the pit road. I know I tried to loosen the car up there. As we head down pit road after tangling with Gordon and Edwards. There. Kind of kicked us back into the 40s after having to floor it through pit road. Which, there should have been 2 cautions already. Or 3, technically. As we head right back onto the racetrack. As the caution comes out, as looks like it might be off of turn 2. And yep, exactly what we were fearing. Regan Smith coming back up onto the racetrack, gets into Brad Keselowski, caution comes out. Everybody comes down in pits. And a lot of cars are going to get the wave around. 15th on back. As they all get back into the line. They're going to need another caution here. 15th would be the free pass car. Or 15th place, I'm sorry. So we got to get to Denny Hamlin to get our lap back. Jimmy Johnson is our leader. after the caution came out in the middle of pit cycle. Here's see how this pit cycle is going to work out. They go try to split a couple cars. Josh Wise going to the back. They're going to go under Robbie Gordon, and then we're going to pass several cars here on in turn 1. 15th place is the free pass car. As we speak, so we're trying to fight Ryan Newman for 32nd. David Gillen's going to hold him up. And Ryan Newman's not very happy about that. So far, Jimmy Johnson continues to lead here at Texas. Several cars that were strong early on, like Dale Jr. in the 88. He ran up front. Keselowski in the 2. He did get a little bit of damage when Regan Smith got into him. So the yellow did. So he is still running, obviously, multiple laps down. Not sure where he's at. As we're flying right up the track. They put Kyle Busch in the middle of and Austin Dillon in with the leaders. They are both 42nd and 43rd as we speak. Denny Hamlin is in 5th. He is not for position. Neither are Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon. So far, one caution has come out in this race. Brad Keselowski and Bobby Labonte are for position on the racetrack. Maybe get by those two for a couple spots. Hopefully, Keselowski holds up Busch. And Kyle Busch isn't going to be happy at that. Tell the 2, get the fuck out of my way. I'm not even on the lead lap, and he's racing me like a dick. Tell him to get off. And here's what Paul Wolf had to say. 18's pissed because you're racing him hard. Okay. As of right now, it looks to me like Michael McDowell is currently the first car 1 lap down. Is Jimmy Johnson is pretty much checked out into his own zip code at this point. As he is in turn 1, the leader of this group, Travis Kvapil, has just gotten to the start-finish line. We're off turn 2. Danica Patrick is in 8th. She cycled out during green flag stops. We might play the strategy game here. Hopefully another caution can come out. Because we are a lap down. As of right now, I believe the 25 is going to be the free pass car when the caution comes out. "31 laps to go here at Texas for the leaders. Should be getting close to pit stop time here. We might see some cars going down pit road pretty soon. Jimmy Johnson continues to lead the second half of this race, which has only seen one caution for the crash involving Regan Smith in the 78. Since then, it has been green flag pit stops and drivers searching for grip, or trying their best to search for grip on the bottom of the racetrack. And other than a couple pretty big saves and slides, We have been cleaning and only one yellow, which technically should have been 3 because Ambrose slid through the grass, kept it going somehow. Truex slid into the grass, and somehow if he were able to slam into the wall and come back and ricochet, that would have been a massive wreck in turn 1. And then obviously mine staying with Carl Edwards and Jeff Gordon, with Carl Edwards turning me into pit road and having me do a drive-through, which is the reason we are in this situation as we speak. So I think we're going to pit right about here unless there's a crash. We are 1 lap down. Jimmy Johnson still is your leader. I'd say if we had enough fuel, I would have tried to stay out. Roll up. Some tape. I like the wedge where it's at. So far, nothing major has been broken in this car. I banged into the wall and all. As we continue to race around, Jimmy Johnson continues to lead at Texas. Yeah, we expect Martinsville to have a lot of caution. The short track swing coming up is going to have a lot of cautions. Like right there, off second yellow of the day. For Regan Smith again. Oh, Michael McDowell also involved. Regan Smith. Oh, hard crash. Lands right into the path of David Gilliland. Caution's out. Matt Kenseth will take the lead for this restart. Only 6 cars are going to be on the lead lap. Were on the lead lap until now. So we get set for the restart. Outside lane checking up again. Oh, Newman into the wall. And a big pileup. Cars in the air. Several into the fence as Ryan Newman looked like he got tight, gets into Travis Kvapil, and look at the cars involved in this. Marcus Ambrose in the 9 is in it. Kurt Busch in the 51 spinning around. Sam Hornish in the 22 in the air. David Reagan's in it. And there's another wreck behind from Hornish and Castle getting together in the 83. You got Dale Jr. involved. Bobby Labonte in the 47. Robbie Gordon in the 7. Truex in the 56 is involved. Third caution flag of the day. So let's see how this breaks down here. So Newman just gets tight, slams into Kvapil. Oh, Gilliland was upside down. There. Nearly upside down, at least. So 3 caution flags as Darrell Washburn would say, cautions breed cautions. Danica Patrick is leading, by the way. With Johnson in 3rd, he might take the... See what he does. We're going to split the 87 of Nemechek through wide for 5th as I fight with David Stremme on the outside. Here comes Danica Patrick. Travis Kvapil trying to peek to the outside. Doesn't have a run. Dylan Murray trying to go under Jimmy for third. And right to the back bumper of Danica for the lead. Danica Patrick came over from Indy Cars in 2012 to drive the GoDaddy Chevrolet, and so far, this season's been quite the learning curve for her. She did have one win to her credit back in 2008 at Twin Ring Motegi off of fuel mileage, and immediately came onto the scene in 2005 when she was leading in the late stages of the Indianapolis 500. Denny Hamlin files in the third, as Danica Patrick continues to lead some laps. Dylan Murray is all over that 10 car. And trying to move to the outside. Hamlin and Jimmy are going to fight for the lead as well. Could possibly get into the win. Hamlin, who does he go with? Does he stay with Danica or does he go with Dylan in turn one? Danica shuts the door. Here we go. 3 wide almost. Hamlin's going to put the power down. Johnson gets into Danica. We stay green. Here comes Kevin Harvick up ahead. Looks like, I don't know if he's a lap down or not. He is part of the lap choir. Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Danica Patrick, the top 3 here at Texas. Yeah, tires are gone now. Because of that, I think I have broken some suspension there. Denny Hamlin continues to lead with Jimmy Johnson in second. Hornish and Harvick fight for 31st. And up the hill goes Dylan. Harvick, he goes for a slide. And over hard into the wall. A lot of cars this time. Yellow flag number 4. Good for right sides. Harvick went into the grass, overcorrected, right into the path of Boyer, who goes for a slide through the grass. Jeff Gordon got in it. And then everybody piles in to join the party. Need tires and fuel. Danica Patrick sits in third as we speak. How much more do you want, bro? As we get ready, everybody going down pit road. Hopefully, if the wave around, everybody will get onto the lead lap. Four laps to go. Looks like everybody in the back gets the wave around. See how how this last restart's going to go. Everybody comes down in pits, so that'll move us up to 5th. Clint Boyer and Scott Speed get the wave around. Denny Hamlin leads the field down for the restart. He swept Texas here in 2010 on the way to what should have been his first championship, but a blown pit call by then crew chief Mike Ford cost an opportunity at Phoenix, and spinning out early at Homestead didn't help as well. Hamlin, Johnson, Patrick, Dillon, and Stenhouse, the top 5. You can tell Dillon wants to get Danica out of the way. He is all over that 10 car. To the inside for third. Dylan Murray going to try to cross under Hamlin and Johnson. Can he get Johnson off 2? This is exactly the kind of racing Hamlin needs between these 2 cars to allow him to pull away. Dylan Murray is going to join in on Hamlin here in turn 3. Johnson falls to third. Denny Hamlin continues to lead after a late pit stop. Side by side for the lead, Hamlin and Dillon. Dillon's going to take the spot. Hamlin's going to pull a crossover in 3. Breaking ankles like Michael Jordan out here in Texas. Kenseth up to 4th. 11 to go. Bit of contact with Jimmy for second. 3 cars fighting for the lead here at Texas late in this one. Hamlin, Johnson, Murray, Kenseth, Patrick, the top 5. 2 cars down on pit road. There are a couple back markers. We state they are irrelevant. Another car comes down. Hamlin with the lead. Dillon trying to get some power on the outside. Johnson comes back. Hamlin and Johnson, these 2 do have a history. Keep in mind, battling at Martinsville and several times in the past. Hamlin swept Martinsville in 2010 and also won the fall race in 2009 as well. So far, it looks like it could be a fight for the win between Jimmy Johnson and Denny Hamlin, unless we get a caution. Slow car on the racetrack. Everyone checks up. David Reagan gets really loose. Everyone puts on the binders. And, Reagan into the wall. Somehow the yellow isn't out. David Reagan was really slow on the front stretch. Slams into the turn 3 wall. We do stay green. McMurray is in 3rd. Truex is 4th. Or was 4th. Brad Keselowski made his way to 6th. He's got Joey Logano in tow. Here they come. Got a couple back markers coming onto the racetrack. Everybody seems to be clean and green. Everyone checks up. What looks like the 15 of Boyer. It's a red and white car. That slows up Hamlin. His speed and Dillon hard into the wall. Yellow still has not flown. We have a lot of cars banged up here. Dillon tried to hang the air on the 95 of Scott Speed. And unfortunately, I think his tires are gone. And Stenhouse is around. This changes everything. Stenhouse slides around. That's a quick yellow. Hit for it, because if not, I'm going to wreck. Stenhouse slams the turn 4 wall. Need a quick splash of fuel here. 4-lap sprint to the finish between Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson. Matt Kenseth has now worked into the party. Dear God. Don't kill his birthday, please.
Let's go to work, boys. Here we go.
So this could get big. Stenhouse slamming into the wall was a caution. Yet David Reagan slowing up, nearly crashing the leaders. So here's the top 10 as we speak. Denny Hamlin and Jimmy Johnson are going to be on the front row. Matt Kenseth and Dylan Murray will be in row 2. Pretty much everybody on the top 15 took 4 tires and fuel. And you see the list of cars that took the wave around. Pretty notable names. Jeff Gordon, Kurt Busch, Carl Edwards, Kevin Harvick, and Jamie McMurray and Tony Stewart.
Way to go, boys. Nice pit stop. Here, get back in the rhythm. Go get these boys.
Here we go. 3 laps to go at Texas. Hamlin pulls away. Johnson on the outside. He did not get a good start. For another caution off turn 2. We're going to overtime. It is Danica Patrick. Kevin Harvick just takes out Travis Kvapil. Whoa. I don't know what that was about. Attempt number 1 here at Texas. The rules are if we make it around to the white flag without a yellow, the race will end. We'll race back no matter what. If there's a wreck before the yellow, we get up to 3 tries. On the final attempt, we race back regardless. Dale Jr., Denny Hamlin on fighting for the lead. They could have a shot at the win right here. Jr. trying to look. Maybe he can set up Hamlin on the outside. 2 laps to go. Yeah, Junior, Dylan going at it here for second. Could this allow Hamlin to pull away? Here comes Dylan Murray closing in on the 11. Which way does he go? Does he go high? Does he go low? Junior coming in to take second. Neck and neck. They get together. Coming to the white flag this time. They bang. Murray and Hamlin. Oh, they bang again. Dylan takes the lead on the outside. Hamlin takes it back. Denny Hamlin, Dale Jr. fighting for the win at Texas. Dylan Murray could spoil the party. Dylan sends it in turn 3. Can he get to him? No, he cannot. Denny Hamlin is going to win the Samsung 500 at Texas. What a wild last few laps between 3 drivers fighting for the win. Denny Hamlin was able to pull away and take the victory, his first of the season at Texas. Dylan Murray finishes second. Dale Jr. finishes third. Eric Almirola finishes fourth. Joe Nemechek with a great run today finishes fifth. Ricky Stenhouse finishes sixth. Clint Boyer finishes seventh. Casey Mears ends up 8th. Josh Wise with a nice finish ends up 9th. Trevor Bayne will end up 10th. Marcus Ambrose finishes 11th. Look at the starting lineup. Or unofficial results. Danica Patrick with a nice run today. Led a couple laps near the 2/3 mark of the race. Jimmy Johnson ends up 19th. Looked like he was going to be fighting for the win with Hamlin. That would have been a great battle. Pole sitter Brad Keselowski ends up 20th. We're going to see some more drivers. Jeff Gordon, unfortunately, was trapped on pit road when a caution came out. Ends up 25th. Carl Edwards, 28th. And everybody from Mark Martin on back is one lap down. At least. Kevin Harvick, tough go today. Casey Kane, tough go as well. He started up front. Joey Logano, 34th. Greg Biffle was on the front row for this race. He ends up 37th. Kyle Busch, 38th. And Ryan Newman, real tough go for him today. Tune in Saturday where I reveal a new paint scheme for the Martinsville Speedway, 1 p.m. Eastern. The Goodies Fast Relief 500, the first track in the short track swing. Denny Hamlin will add his name to the chase grid with a great battle for the win. He was able to hold off a hard-charging Dylan Murray and Dale Earnhardt Jr. We will see you next time.